The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hi students, welcome back to our computer application virtual class. I hope you all are safe and healthy at home. So you have your exams soon. So all the best for your exams. Do well. Okay, right. So we have completed 7 chapters and today we are going to start our new chapter, chapter 8, Computer Network. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to learn the various types of networks and its advantages and how it works. Okay, so let's start the class, right? So first is computer network. So what is a computer network? Right? So connecting a group of computers and other hardware devices through a communication medium is called computer network. Yes, connecting various types of devices and group of computers through a communication medium is called the computer network. So this communication medium can be a cable or telephone line or satellite or infrared rays, etc. Okay, so this is the computer network. So connecting group of computers and other hardware devices through a communication medium. Okay, so why it is necessary? What is the need for network means? First point is resource sharing. Right? So sharing hardware and software resources among the computers which are connected in a network is what? Resource sharing. So that is the first point. You can share any type of hardware and software resources among the computers in a computer network. Right. Then second one is price performance ratio. So hardware or software resources of one computer can share with the another computer. ഒരു കമ്പ്യൂട്ടറിൽ കണക്ട് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്ന പ്രിന്ററോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സ്കാനറോ നമുക്ക് വേറൊരു കമ്പ്യൂട്ടറിലും യൂസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. ഇഫ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് കണക്റ്റഡ് ടു എ നെറ്റ്വർക്ക്, നെറ്റ്വർക്കിൽ കണക്റ്റഡ് ആണെങ്കിൽ ഒരു കമ്പ്യൂട്ടറിലുള്ള മറ്റ് ഹാർഡ്വെയർ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സോഫ്റ്റ്വെയർ റിസോഴ്സസിനെ വേറൊരു കമ്പ്യൂട്ടറിലേക്ക് നമുക്ക് ഷെയർ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. Right. Then communication. So it provides the communication. So you can communicate with each other through communication medias like email, chatting, etc. Right. The next one is reliability. So you can take backup data or information of multiple computers through the network. Right. Then scalability. So here you can add any number of computers in a network so that it increase or decrease the capability of the computers. Right. So the capacity you can increase by add more computers in a network. Okay, so these are the reasons why we need a network. So first is resource sharing, then price performance ratio, then scalability, reliability and communication. Okay, then some aspects of networks, some new terms which is not familiar to you. The first is bandwidth. So bandwidth means the amount of data and information which you are transferring through the network. Yes, the maximum amount of data or information which you are sharing or which you are transferring through a network is what? Bandwidth, and it is measured in bits per second, BPS. Okay, then noise. Noise means some unwanted electromagnetic energy which affects the quality of the data signal. Yes, when you place a mobile near your landline telephone, you will get some noise when it rings. Yes, mobile ലാൻഡ് ഫോൺ അടുത്തടുത്ത് വയ്ക്കുമ്പോൾ ഒരു കോൾ വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്ക് അതിലൊരു നോയ്സ് ഫീൽ ചെയ്യും. ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടോ നിങ്ങൾ? Yes, that is what. So it affects the quality of the data signal. Right? Then node. Node means each and every devices which are connected in the network. So it can be a printer, scanner, computers, anything, even mobile phone. Okay, so each and every device which are connected through the network is what? Node. Okay, so next topic is data communication system. So data communication system means communicating or transferring data from one computer to another is what data communication system through a communication medium. Right? So you can see in the picture, so there will be a sender and the receiver, and they transfers the data through a communication medium. Right? Yes. Then see some basic elements of data communication system. So the first one is message. The message means the data or information which you are transferring. Yes. So the data or information which you are transferring is what? Message. Yes. Then sender. So the computer or the device which is sending the message is what? Sender, and it is also called as source. Okay. Then receiver. So the receiver, the device which receives the message. Then medium. So the physical part which you are using for the data transmission. Okay. Then protocol means there are some certain rules which is to be followed when you transfer the data. So there are certain rules. Okay, the rules are called protocols. Okay, so these are the basic elements of data communication system. So what are they? Message, sender or source, then receiver, protocol and medium. Clear? Next is communication medium. So again, the medium which you are using for the data transmission. Right? And it is also called as communication channel. Okay, and communication medium is mainly two types, guided and unguided. So let's see what is guided. So guided mediums are wired communication. Guided mediums are wired communication which uses physical wires or cables to transmit the data. Okay, and again these are three types. Guided medium are three types: coaxial cable, twisted pair and optical fiber. So let's see what is twisted pair. So twisted pair is mainly used in small computer networks. ചെറിയ networks use ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് twisted pair, and it consists of 4 twisted pair cables there. So you can see the diagram. Yes, so twisted pair consists of 4 twisted pair cables. Yes, and these cables are enclosed within an outer sheet. Okay, and twisted pair are again divided into two types: shielded twisted pair and unshielded twisted pair. Okay, so unshielded twisted pair means the individual twisted pair are not shielded. Shielded ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് individual pairs ne shield ചെയ്യാതെ വരുന്നതാണ് unshielded twisted pair. Yes, and it is low cost and easy to install, then flexible. Okay, you can see the picture, right? But shielded twisted pair means each pair will be shielded, or each pair will be covered with another material. Okay, again you can see the diagram. See, RJ connector is the best example, and you may notice this in our lab. Right now, lab we connect our lab. Yes, but here STP, that means shielded twisted pair, is difficult to install and more expensive. Better immunity against noise. Okay. Next is coaxial cable. Yes, so coaxial cable we can use for longer distances. So twisted pair, I already told you, twisted pair is only for short or small computer networks, but coaxial cable we can use for longer distance, and it has high bandwidth. Again you can see the diagram. So there will be 4 coatings. Right, you can see that. So inner coating, then outer. So here 4 coatings will be there. Right, and here it less electromagnetic interference, and it is thicker than twisted pair. Okay, then less flexible, but it is also difficult to install. Coaxial cable also difficult to install. Right, then optical fiber cable. So in optical fiber cable, it transmits the data as light signals. Yes, so it transmits the data as light signals so that the data transmission will be very fast as it is a light. Okay, so data travels as fast as light and can be transmitted to far off distance. Optical fiber also we can use for longer distance. Right? Optical fiber, so these three are the major parts: core, cladding, and coating. Again, these three are covered with other outer sheets. Okay, you can see the diagram. Right, and it provides high bandwidth for transmitting voice, audio, video types of data. You can transmit by using optical fiber. Again, but it is most expensive as well as more efficient also. Right, and here also it is difficult to install. So installation and maintenance is difficult. Then it carries data over the long distance. So you can use this for longer distance network. Okay. And the next is unguided medium. So unguided medium are wireless medium, right? And here electromagnetic waves are used for wireless communication, right? And here the frequencies are measured in hertz, H-E-R-T-Z, and short for HZ, hertz. Okay, and so based on the frequencies, these electromagnetic waves are categorized into various types. You can see the diagram, right? And here the radio waves and infrared microwaves are wireless. So other types are binary. Okay, so here radio waves, microwaves, and infrared waves are wireless communication. Right, then, so radio waves. So we all know that, right? Like FM, radio, broadcast. So these are all best examples for radio waves. Okay, so here you can see the frequency range is 3 kilohertz to 3 gigahertz. Okay, so the frequency range of radio waves is 3 kilohertz to 3 gigahertz. And here also radio waves can be used for short as well as long distance. Short and long distance communication are very useful. Then radio waves are easy to generate. It can go over the walls. It can penetrate through the objects. Now the objects will be building radio waves. Okay, so it can go over the walls of a building easily. And here are the examples: cordless phone, FM, AM, broadcast, mobile phones are the best examples for radio waves. And here waves are transmitted in all directions. Eight directions with waves transmitted. Okay, and relatively it is inexpensive. When you compare with other mediums, this is relatively inexpensive. Okay, then it can penetrate to most objects. Okay, and but the issue is it is less secure. Okay, it is less secure, and if you want to use these radio waves, you need a authorized permission. You have to get the permission from the authorized concerns. Okay, so this is what radio waves, and you can see the frequency range of various types of radio waves. Like VLF means very large frequencies, then large frequencies, medium frequencies, and so on. Right, and you can see the range for telephone lines. Right, and AM radio, broadcast, and satellite downlink. So this is the range for each mediums. Okay, then microwaves. You can see the frequency range is 300 megahertz to 300 gigahertz. And here microwaves travel in straight lines and cannot penetrate any solid objects. It passes only through the straight lines. Straight lines മാത്രമേ microwaves pass ചെയ്യൂ. So എവിടെയും എന്തെങ്കിലും solid objects, building walls എന്തെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അത് penetrate ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല microwaves. Okay, but long distance microwave communication, but it provides longer distance. But the thing is, it should be a straight line communication. And it is solid objects and cannot penetrate. Okay, so really it also relatively inexpensive, and the transmission you can see in the diagram. So here the transmitter is there, and here one is there. If you want to communicate or if you want to connect these two transmitters, it should be in a straight line. Okay, the building is suppose if it is longer, then the signals will be damaged. Okay, so this is what microwaves. Next is infrared waves. So infrared waves is only for short range communication. The best example is TV remote. From the TV remote, television remote infrared waves are. Okay, and it is short range communication. So these are the examples: remote control, cordless mouse. Yes, these are the examples, and you can see the frequency range is 300 gigahertz to 400 gigahertz. Okay, so you can see the diagram. Right, but here the thing is, it can communicate, it can connect only ഒരേ സമയത്ത് രണ്ട് ഡിവൈസസ് മാത്രമേ നമുക്ക് ഇൻഫ്രാറെഡ് വേവ്സ് യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് കണക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. ഓക്കെ, the longer distance the weaker the performance. So you can use this for short distance, and if the distance is increased, the quality of the transmission will be low. Okay, so only two devices can transmit at a time. Okay, so a line of sight transmission means a straight line transmission, right? Then it is wireless communication technologies. So there are some wireless communication technologies using radio waves. The first one is Bluetooth, which is very familiar to us, right? Yes. So Bluetooth is only for short range communication, and you can see the frequency range 2.40 GHz to 2.480 GHz. So this is the frequency range, and Bluetooth is only for short range communication. So here the data transformation speed will be very low. So slow data transfer, right? And Bluetooth can connect up to 8 devices simultaneously. ഒരേ സമയത്ത് 8 ഡിവൈസസ് ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ബ്ലൂടൂത്ത് യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് കണക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. ഓക്കെ, സോ ലൈൻ ഓഫ് സൈറ്റ് ബിറ്റ്വീൻ കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ ഡിവൈസസ് ഇസ് നോട്ട് റിക്വയർഡ്. സോ സ്ട്രൈറ്റ് ലൈനിൽ വേണമെന്ന് നിർബന്ധമില്ല അല്ലേ? നമ്മൾ ഒരു ഫോണിൽ ബ്ലൂടൂത്ത് കണക്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ വേറൊരു ഫോണിൽ നമുക്ക് വേണമെങ്കിൽ മൊബൈൽ യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് കണക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും, റൈറ്റ്? സോ ഹിയർ ലൈൻ ഓഫ് സൈറ്റ് is not necessary. Then next is Wi-Fi. So here you transmit information across the network. You all know that what is Wi-Fi, right? Then the frequency range is 2.4 GHz to 5 GHz. So here the data transmission speed is 54 Mbps, right? And Wi-Fi can connect more number of devices simultaneously. So എത്ര വേണമെങ്കിലും കണക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും Wi-Fi. Yes. So Bluetooth 8 devices മാത്രമേ കണക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. Wi-Fi you can connect more number of devices simultaneously. Then communication across the wireless network is two-way radio communication. Clear? Next one is WiMAX, worldwide interoperability for microwave access. Right? WiMAX combines both the benefits of broadband as well as wireless. So you can provide you the both benefits of broadband as well as wireless communication, and the frequency range 2 GHz to 11 GHz, and it is high speed wireless communication, right? And it is also used for longer distances. Then WiMAX equipment exists in two basic forms. So you can see in the diagram, so the base stations and the receivers, these two are the main basic forms. Then so here the thing is, weather conditions like rain or storm can affect the quality of the data signals. So that is the drawback of WiMAX. Okay, and high cost of installation. So installation is very expensive, and maintenance also very expensive. So you can see the diagram, right? So there will be the base stations as well as the receivers. So these two are the basic forms. So next is satellite link. So satellite link, you all know that, right? It provides the longer distances, and it uses the satellite signals for the data transmission, right? And so long distance wireless communication systems use satellite links for transmitting signal. So here the three aspects. First is transponders. So the devices which are connected through the satellite links are called transponders. Then uplink means transmitting the data or signal from Earth to the satellite is what uplink, and the reverse is what downlink. Okay, so here also it is very expensive, and if you want to use this, again you need a legal permission from the authorities, concerned authorities. So you have to get the legal permission from the concerned authorities when you want to use this satellite link. Okay, so students, go through the content and hope you all this content you are notebooks. Okay, so textbook idea, right? And all the best for your exams. Do well. And if you have any queries, you can call me. Okay, so see you on the next session. Thank you.